Somewhere in the United States right now, someone is missing a credit card payment for the first time in their life. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe a hospital bill wiped out their savings and their budget is still recovering. Maybe they changed bank accounts and the auto pay didn't transfer over. One payment, 31 days late. That single event is about to follow them for 7 years. Here's how the credit reporting system works, who built it, and why it's designed exactly the way it is. First, the timeline. The day you miss a payment, your creditor notices, but they don't report it to the credit bureaus immediately. Most creditors wait until you're 30 days past your due date before reporting anything. That window is critical. If you miss a due date but pay within 29 days, most creditors will charge you a late fee, but nothing goes in your credit report. Once you cross 30 days, the creditor can report it, and that's where the real damage begins. A single 30-day late payment can drop your credit score anywhere from 60 to 110 points, depending on where your score started. Someone with a 780 score might drop to 680. Someone who had worked hard to reach 650 might drop below 580. The people who've been most careful, who've built their scores up carefully over the years, actually have the most to lose from a single missed payment. At 60 days past due, another negative mark. At 90 days, worse still. At 120 to 180 days, the creditor typically charges off the account, which means they've given up on collecting it themselves. A charge-off is one of the most damaging entries possible on a credit report. If you want to find financial products that work with your current credit situation while you rebuild, the link in the description connects you with options for a range of credit situations. Now, why 7 years? The answer is somewhat arbitrary, and that's important to understand. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, passed in 1970, is the federal law that governs how long negative information can stay on your credit report. 7 years was the number legislators chose. Not because psychological research showed that 7 years is the right amount of time to assess financial character, not because economists proved it's the ideal window. 7 years felt appropriate to the people writing the law in 1970. The consequence is real. If you're 28 and you miss a payment, it's on your report until you're 35. If you're 42, it's there until you're 49. During those years, it affects the interest rate on every loan you apply for. It can cost you an apartment. It can cost you more on your car insurance. In some industries, it can cost you a job. 1 month of financial crisis, consequences that follow you for 7 years. That's the math. Now here's the broader context that the law doesn't capture. The credit reporting system was designed to serve lenders, not borrowers. The credit reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, are private companies. They make their money by selling credit reports to lenders. They have no structural incentive to make the system more forgiving or more contextual. A missed payment is a missed payment. The system doesn't know and doesn't ask whether it happened because you made poor choices or because you had no choices available. A report from the Urban Institute found that people in lower income zip codes are significantly more likely to have negative items on their credit reports than people in higher income zip codes. This isn't primarily about different financial behaviors, it's about different financial buffers. When you have savings, a single missed payment is something you can correct quickly. When you're living at the edge of your income, a single car repair or medical bill can cascade directly into missed payments. By the way, if you're in the process of rebuilding and need access to credit, the link in the description connects you with lenders who look beyond just the FICO score. Now here's what you should actually do if a missed payment has already happened. Pay it immediately. The difference between 30 days late and 60 days late is significant. Every additional 30-day period creates an additional negative mark. The sooner you pay, the less damage accumulates. Also, call the creditor. This step is underused and surprisingly effective. If you have a long history with the company and this is your first late payment, ask about a goodwill deletion. This is a request that they remove the late payment from your credit report as a courtesy given your record. Not every creditor will agree, but many will, especially when asked politely and with context about your history. It's worth one phone call. From there, keep paying everything else on time without exception. Credit scoring models weight recent behavior more heavily than old behavior. A late payment from 18 months ago on an otherwise clean report looks very different to lenders than one from last month. Finally, pull your credit report. You're entitled to free reports from all three bureaus at annualcreditreport.com. Check what's actually reported. Errors happen more often than most people realize. Late payments reported on incorrect dates, accounts you don't recognize, balances that are wrong. Dispute any error you find. Successfully removing an inaccurate negative item can move your score meaningfully. Check the link in the description for financial products that work with where you are right now. Then focus on making the next 36 months completely clean. That stretch of consistent behavior will do more for your credit than almost anything else. The score captures a moment. It doesn't capture what someone did next.